niggas. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard. My team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is. Now get it. Big Snoop Dogg. It's in the game.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a three-time Pro Bowler, Derek Carr, leading the Oakland Raiders as they do battle with the reigning MVP of the National Football League, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs. With that, we're out to Arrowhead for the call from Kansas City. We'll hand it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, from a place that's officially been recognized as the loudest venue in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium right here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. Glad to be with you, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. And, Charles, we got a good AFC West matchup. And you look ahead to the division race this year, the gap from top to bottom, that may just be tightening.
It certainly is. And this is one of my favorite divisions to talk about year in and year out in the NFL, because when you go through it, everyone has a good reason to think that they can win the division. The Raiders got better picking up Antonio Brown. Can he help their young quarterback continue to progress and make plays? How about in Denver? They may be hitting the reset button, but they always have players. Kansas City has Patrick Mahomes, by the way, and Phillip Rivers is still firing away for the Los Angeles Chargers.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, we're good. We're ready. Sit down. White.
Now the first-round pick from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. Bashaud Breeland, the one that got him down. And the offensive starters here for the Raiders.
And all eyes will be on Antonio Brown on the outside, now wearing a uniform other than Pittsburgh's, donning the black and silver of Oakland. How will he mesh with his new head coach, John Gruden, his new quarterback, Derek Carr? Let's see how things go.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Throw. There's a short little toss to Carrier. And a glance now at the Chiefs' defense.
When your defense ranks 31st against the pass, you have to make moves in order to make it better. And the Chiefs did exactly that in bringing in safety Tyrann Mathieu, who has great instincts and the ability to play both safety and nickel corner. I love the way that he roams around the secondary and brings a great attitude and edge to the locker room.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Let's go.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Carr now on first down. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
15, check by 50. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Carr, catch made right side by Wilson. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Let's go, baby.
All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup.
Down. 185. Check. No. I got you. Hold on. Check.
Here's Jacobs. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. 5 yards on the touchdown run. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. There's a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Chiefs now under their veteran head coach, Andy Reid. Leading them out, the reigning MVP of the National Football League, Patrick Mahomes, in his 3rd season now out of Texas Tech. And few players have had the spotlight focused on them quite like Patrick Mahomes. But this is a guy that says he wants that attention. He's okay with a target on his back. We saw how electric he can be in 2018, and he wants to continue that into 2019 and beyond. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Mahomes to throw. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey,
now a man who really came on late last year. It's Damian Williams. Williams loses the football, and the Raiders pick it up. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Carlson now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Brandon Marshall, the linebacker, able to make the play defensively.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Harris now to return. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Forced out to his left. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Now Carr on the bootleg. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run on 1st down. Jacobs. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Carr completes it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of... It's a first down.
13 yards. First down, Raiders.
Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now Carr. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Brown.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Out to the right here to Wilson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the gun, it's Carr. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. But now it'll be... Third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Hey, we got 3,
Now Carr again. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Carlson on for the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with an Oakland touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Yellow, 54. Watch the run, watch the run. What's that? 54, right there. 54, Mike. Down to lose one.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And Robinson with a big catch. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Check, watch 54. 3 bud.
Mahomes now on 1st down. He's going to launch. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the Oakland 20 into the red zone. It's a gain of 34. Nothing conservative about that play call. You said earlier in the quarter you wanted to see them open things up, maybe take some shots downfield. There you go.
Yeah, and that one was successful. But even if they're not successful, when you take those shots downfield, they've got to back off a little bit, loosen up a little bit on defense, and give you a little bit more room if you want to run the football.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Mahomes dropping one to Williams here. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Kelsey, the intended receiver there, and it's 3rd and short. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after them now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the out.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target, but it'll be second down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. On target over the middle to Hill. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Williams. Vontaze Burfict, the one to get him down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Mahomes. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 15 yards on the play, first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Mahomes now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Man open left side. It's Williams. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
Offense.
Umpire through the flag usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Credit the sack to Jonathan Hankins.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Mike, 54. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. He's coming. Double up.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Stepping up, and he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. It's a 3-yard touchdown run, and the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. He doesn't need a lot of space for an electric run. He showed that there. Heck, they told us this week they were hoping he would break a big one. He just did. And what did his offensive – remember we talked with the offensive line, and one of the guys, one of the stalwarts said, I don't even have to make a great block for him. If I just breathe bad breath on the guy in front of me, often that opens up enough space for him to go. The point after is good, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it was all capped by Patrick Mahomes using his legs to get in the end zone. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
On first down, it's Jacobs. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of 2 there, second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Carr. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 2 touchdowns. A little under 2.5 to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing now is Mahomes. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Right after the turn. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Damian Williams, 55 yards. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. A little less than 90 seconds to go. This will be an onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that one. They needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And now this pass brought in by Brown. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Counter play with Jacobs. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. To Brown, complete. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run the counter. It's Jacobs, and he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because We've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Carr going to go on 4th down. Looking for the end zone. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Chiefs' defense comes up with a stop. He's back to throw. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Out of bounds at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. One final try for Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it. And they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.